Okay, let's look at this fourth one here. There, I went and I looked at it because I wasn't sure. It looked, there was something really awful going on with it. There's a typo on it, big time. This 5 here should have been a 3, and I went and I looked at that. So we're gonna start this one over. So if I've got 3, my greatest common factor would be 3x cubed, which would mean I would be left with x squared minus 11x plus 24. Then I know that that's a trinomial, so I can do a magic x. So two numbers that multiply to 24 and add to negative 11. And that should be 8 and 3, and both of them need to be negative. There's no leading coefficient, so I need, and this is a big thing. People are still missing that, even though I've warned you and warned you and warned you. You got to drop the greatest common factor down, and then you've got x minus 8 times x minus 3. All right, here we got to look for a pattern, okay? And I did come up with something interesting and new. So first of all, it is it's a 2 terms, and you'll notice that they're both cube numbers. So we are going to do a sum or difference of cubes. So when we're looking at our sign pattern, we got to think SOAP. So the same as the original sign, the opposite of the original sign, and always positive. So that's a good way to remember. And then they come out, if you think about SOAP, then your factors come out squeaky clean. All right, so we're going to start with the same, the opposite, and positive, or plus, minus, plus. Then we are going to take the cubed root. Let me look at that. Cube root 8. Okay, so the cubed root of 512 is 8. Sorry, I had to look it up. X. And then the cubed root of 125 is 5. And then we are going to square the first term, which would mean 16x squared. Square the last one, which is 25. And then I'm multiplying together, ignoring the signs for the middle, so 40x. All right, so now we're getting into the rationals. And we're going to kind of ignore our extractions at the top and just try to answer our questions on our chart. So first of all, does my problem have an equal sign? The answer is no. Okay. Is there an addition or subtraction sign? The answer is no. Is there a multiplication or division sign? Yes. Is there a division sign? No. So what I'm supposed to do is this. Factor the numerator and denominator, cancel any terms that are in parentheses that are the same, 1 for 1, only cancel one term on top for one term on bottom. Okay, so let's do our factoring. So I'm just going to put it over one long division bar. So what is the greatest common factor here? It's a 3. And I'm left with x plus 4. Looking for the greatest common factor here, and it looks like 4x squared. And I am left with x minus 4. This is just going to be an x plus 2. I'm going to take the greatest common factor out here, and I believe that there is another typo. This should be a 4 right there. So I'm going to take out a 4x squared, and I am left with x plus 4. All right, now we only can cancel in the parentheses or monomials. So I'm going to cancel what matches. I see the 4s that match, the x squareds that match, and the x plus 4s match. So my final answer should be 3 times x minus 4 over x plus 2. All right, so let's go through our chart again. Is there an equal sign? No. Is there addition and subtraction? No. Is there multiplication or division? Yes. Is there division? Yes. So the first thing I have to do is keep the first and write the reciprocal of the second fraction and switch the operation to multiplication. So I'm keeping the first term, 3 over 4x cubed plus 1. And I'm switching to multiplication, and I'm flipping the reciprocal on the second term. And you'll notice, if I made this one big fraction bar, because now I'm supposed to simplify just like I did the multiplication problem, these two things cancel, and I'm left with 3 over x plus 2. All right, so we're going to go through our questions again. Is there an equal sign? No. Is there addition or subtraction? Yes. Okay, so we got to find the LCD. We might need to factor first. Then we're going to write the LCD in denominator. So let's start there. Find the LCD. It looks like I do have to factor. So I'm going to I need two numbers that multiply to -6 and add to -1. 3 and 2 looks like 3 should be negative. So I'm just going to write that underneath here. X minus, actually I'll go with x plus 2, x minus 3. If you notice, I'm going to circle what matches. So I know one of my parts of my LCD, or one of my factors of my LCD, is x plus 2. Then I'm going to underline everything else, and the circled get right once, and everything else gets written. Okay, so now it says you're going to multiply the numerators by what was missing from each denominator. Okay, so I'm looking at this denominator, and I'm looking at this denominator. I see 1x plus 2, which means I need to multiply by x minus 3. Remember, that's a shortcut to just multiply by that, because I'm really multiplying the top and bottom by it, but I've already done the denominator. So I'm distributing in the 3x. So 3x squared minus 9x. All right, then I'm looking at this denominator, and I'm comparing it to my common denominator. And I notice there's nothing different. So I'm just going to write down plus 5x. Then I'm going to, the last thing is you're supposed to combine like terms and simplify, and my answer should be an expression. So I've got 3x squared minus 4x in the numerator over x plus 2 times x minus 3. I suppose we could take out an x, but it really doesn't do us any good, so there's kind of no point in doing that. And I'm sorry, my digital ink is smearing. So both of these are acceptable, correct answers. All right, we got to simplify the expression again. So do we have an equal sign? No. Do we have addition or subtraction? Yes. So we're looking at this thing here. Again, I got to find the LCD. So I would circle what matches. I circled everything. So my common denominator, I write 1 time. Circles are ones. I don't need to multiply this by anything. I just get x minus 5. I would probably go ahead and distribute that negative in. So negative x plus 8. I'm combining like terms, so x and x cancel. And negative 5 and positive 8 is 3 over 3x minus 4. All right, let's check this one out. So our question is, does the problem have an equal sign? Yes, so we have to do all of this. We're going to find that LCD first and multiply every term to cancel the denominator. So we're going to probably have to factor first, and that kind of is left off of there. I should put that in there for next time. So we're going to do a magic x. You notice those are both the same. So two numbers that multiply to 3 and add to 4 would be 3 and 1. I'm just going to put them right underneath here. So x plus 3 times x plus 1. X plus 3 times x plus 1. All right, so I would circle what matches. So I get to write down 1x plus 3 for my LCD. I'm just going to write it down here. X plus 3. And then I would circle the x plus 1, so I get to write down 1x plus 1. And that took care of everything. So we are now going to multiply everything by x plus 3 times x plus 1. X plus 3 times x plus 1. X plus 3 times x plus 1. All right, in this first term, both terms cancel, so I just get to write down x squared minus 7x plus 12. In the second term, only the x plus 3 cancels, which means I need to distribute the 3. So plus 3x plus 3. In this one here, the x plus 3's and the x plus 1's cancel, so I'm just writing what's left. X squared minus 3x plus 2. All right, let's combine some like terms. So we've got x squared. We've got negative 7x and positive 3x would be negative 4x. 12 and 3 would be 15 equals x squared minus 3x plus 2. All right, I'm going to bring everything this direction. So I'm going to subtract the x squared, which means my x squareds are gone. I'm going to add the 3x, which means negative 4 and positive 3 is negative x. And I'm going to subtract the 2, so 15 minus 2 is 13, and it equals 0. I probably didn't need to do that, because I'm going to have to move it back over since I stopped being quadratic. So I'm going to go ahead and add the x to the other side. So my x value is 13. I have to make sure that that doesn't make a 0 here. And let's see, so we'd have, 169 plus 12 plus 3 is definitely not 0. So this is definitely a good answer.